Well, it occurred to me, and I can't remember what thought came first, but I realized that there's a tradition in university situations that the professor would have their door open a certain time every month or every week where anybody could just walk on in without an appointment and ask a question. And then I saw the Peanuts cartoon of Lucy sitting in her little booth saying the psychiatrist is in 5 cents. Office is open. And she had a little piece of paper that would go closed or open. I thought, it's a really nice idea, because a lot of times you who have a question, you don't want to go off and do a 5-day advanced training for your one question. You just have a question. You just want to ask somebody that's maybe been in the trenches a little bit longer than you. And I couldn't do it just having just sit there all by myself in my office with the door open and charge 5 cents, because with Zoom, that's not practical. I need to know who's going to be there if I need to be sitting in front of my computer. So that's why we're doing it, organizing it the way we're organizing it, with a pre-registration, $20, and keeping it at an hour for right now. Tracy.
A person I knew had a fall. She's recovering. Now her balance was and will continue to be an issue. Any thoughts on ATMs or work to do related to balance?
So one of the things that I always go to when it comes to balance are the ankles, because the ankles are the major joint that informs the central nervous system, the proprioceptive sense, where we are in space. And if we lose the flexibility of the ankle, and the ankle gets unintelligent, for lack of a better term, we will tend to topple over at the slightest skewing of the floor. You know, a small rock under a foot that has an ankle that doesn't bend will tip this whole very precarious human organism over. And if the spine is not flexible enough to shift the weight back to the center, we fall. So with somebody specifically like this, who's recovering from broken ribs and a cracked vertebra, and probably lots of other bruising, and probably a lot of fear at this point, start with the feet and the ankles. And if she's not comfortable lying down, which may be the situation when somebody's got broken ribs, you work with her in a chair, and you do the lesson that you learned in the training for me with the rollers under the feet, making all the toes flexible, just doing lots of wonderful, gentle things, defining all the bones of the feet, defining the movement in the ankles, and then eventually seeing how the movement is in the hip joints, and then how her breathing is. So that's where I would start.
No, I think it's a great idea, Paris. I mean, having somebody who's more experienced and just having another practitioner to talk to about something that you are facing, it just gives you a completely different approach to it. And I think that's really valuable especially for newly minted practitioners and for everybody, anybody, I would guess. Yeah.